Okay, we were on Tookie Williams, so I'm have to do it again. As y'all know, Tookie Williams was convicted of a double homicide that took place in South Central. He was said to be the founder, one of the founders of the street gang, the Crips, along with Raymond Washington. Now, I'm just going to touch on Crips for a second. It wasn't always a negative gang-banging organization. LAPD played a major role into making the black-on-black crime, the Crips and the Bloods, murder rate escalate to astronomical proportions based on when you take a whole bunch of people with self-hatred and you pin them against one another and you misform both sides, you have an all-out war and you have two groups of people going at each other's throats, not surrendering under no conditions. Tookie Williams was one of the founders of the Crips, but Crips meant community revolution in progress, meaning they were like the Panthers. They had food programs. They were feeding the homeless. They were out there mentoring a lot of the misguided youths, you know, talking to the young girls about teenage pregnancy, because you had female Crips as well. And that's what it originally started as. And so the FBI and other federal agencies, law enforcement agencies, did not want to see a positive resolution come from the Crips or the Bloods. So what they did was, like I said, create a scenario and an attitude of indifference to have the two go against each other. But anyway, with Tookie Williams, he was convicted of a double homicide. And now he proclaimed to be innocent, which there was no proof of, they couldn't prove that he was guilty. However, Tookie looked at the whole situation as though he was incarcerated for some things that he did do, opposed to what he didn't do. Placed on death row in San Quentin. You know, and he's been to Pelican Bay, Folsom, and the rest of, and Chino. He's been to all of them, Long Park. He's been to all of the major penal institutions and correctional facilities in the state of California. You know, and being labeled and being blackballed. Every time there's trouble on a unit, Tookie was to blame for it. And you know, at the same time, he spent a lot of years in maximum security in solitary confinement, as well as being on the road. So, he was a Greek god, physique-wise, to the point, and let me explain to you about this faggot, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He Gold's Gym in the middle of downtown LA was where all the entertainers, the movie stars, and everyone goes to get buffed up. All the security bouncers, bodyguards, you know, everyone with a name that's into fitness would be, you know, at that particular gym. And Tookie Williams used to go there prior to any of them other cats going. And Arnold Schwarzenegger saw Tookie Williams in there, and when he saw Tookie Williams' arms, he said, "Those are not arms, those are legs." Because Tookie was twice as big as Arnold. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, he got all of these fucking movies, you know, the Terminator and like he's this big motherfucking Greek god, but that motherfucking cracker He's nothing but he looks like a pipehead or crackhead compared to fucking Tookie, you know. And that's where the jealousy and hatred comes from with the motherfucking white man, the ice ape, who can't stand the black African god. You know, that, see, these crackers, let me tell you, these crackers gotta work out all day long. They gotta eat dozens of raw eggs and, you know, dog food, gunpowder, and all that bullshit to try to get cut up like a black man comes out the womb cut. You know, and that's just in our nature. But being the original, when you're the original man, you have the original tools. You come with the original everything. You know, you never heard of us in Egypt, ancient Kemet, or in Africa. You never heard of none of the tribes working out and lifting weights and all that shit. You know, because we were naturally cut up and naturally strong. We fished and hunt. You know, we had our teenage ancestors used to take down fucking tigers. You know, go hunting and see, when they were 8, 9 years old, the father would give them a motherfucking bow and arrow and a spear, and they couldn't come back unless they had a goddamn animal on their shoulder, or they wouldn't eat. And see, that was part of the rites of passage and manhood training back then. But you know, to get back to Schwarzenegger, this is the shit. You know, this is the jealousy, because, you know, here this motherfucker can't talk English clear, but when he got over here and got all of these Terminator and Conan and, you know, and all these blockbuster hits. You know, he got in the door when he started fucking one of the Kennedys. You know, I think it was Marie Kennedy Shriver. He started fucking that bitch, and that's how he had his way with politics. He was able to basically be and do what he wanted to do, and so he became governor of California. And next to Bill Clinton, he locked up more black men, primarily in the South Central District of Los Angeles, California, than anyone else other than the Clinton administration when they went in office. You know, he's a motherfucking straight racist. His father was a high-ranking military official in the Nazi Party. You know, so, you know, all the bark, you know, all that, you know, he doesn't even have a brain, because I've never heard or heard of him having any formal education, as far as like having any college degrees or even going to high school, you know, but nevertheless, as you can see, Tookie, you know, could swallow Arnold Schwarzenegger. And so, what happened with that piece, Jamie Foxx heard about and read the story of Tookie Williams, and Jamie Foxx was fascinated. He was astonished. And so he said, I gotta go see this brother. And when Jamie Foxx went to see Tookie, that was it. You know, Jamie Foxx said when he shook Tookie's hand, he said the energy that he felt, you know, it said that it took him to another level spiritually and mentally. And so when he got back, he went to some directors and producers, and they put together the movie Redemption, where Tookie asked Jamie to play him in the movie, which at first I said, you know, how big as Tookie is, how can Jamie play Tookie Williams? But after I seen the workout regimen that Jamie Foxx went on, because he went inside a pre-release minimum security prison, you know, and worked out with some of the inmates in there, you know, and he got buffed for that, you know, and he had to, you know, Jamie Foxx is extraordinary when it comes to acting, you know, although, you know, he still engages in that bisexual lifestyle. Anyway, and not only that, the impact that Tookie had on so many people. Winnie Mandela flew from Johannesburg, South Africa to San Quentin just to talk to and see Tookie Williams in person. And nominated him for a Nobel Peace Prize. A death row inmate, former gangbanger. Now he writes children's books, and he mentors to youth, troubled youth, and is nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. But you know, the reason he didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize because of some I think it was 2 Americans and one French, these little fucking white faggots, you know, that didn't want to acknowledge how the black man can take himself, you know, can raise himself out of any fucking condition and be a fucking warrior, you know. So, you know, and even in downtown D.C., which is here, you know, when we went downtown, you know, we saw the rallies for Tookie, you know, when he was on death row, and they were waiting on a decision, a stay of execution from Arnold Schwarzenegger, which he didn't give it to him, you know. And you know, the book, I recommend you buy this book and go on Amazon and get the book, Blue Rage, Black Redemption by Stanley Tookie Williams. Excellent book. He gets the gritty details, you know, of how he was caught in the grips of gang life. And, you know, Snoop Dogg, you can see this faggot motherfucker, you know, he rallied, you know, and stood up to try to get Tookie free, because Snoop, he has everybody thinking he's this motherfucking seasoned Crip, you know, this official stamp motherfucker Crip that then put in some work and, you know, and never done nothing. Never done nothing. However, I give a man credit where it's due. I take my hat off to him for this particular mission that he went on to, you know, raise money and help Tookie get a stay of execution, you know, and which he didn't get, you know, and that's him and his son looking at him, you know, son standing over him, which they were like, you know, identical, same energies, you know, and you know, the brother made peace, but he was so big that they had to use 2 machines. They had to fill the machine up again with sodium pentothal and all the stuff that they do for lethal injection. They had to do it twice, which technically, nobody said anything. Technically, he survived that first machine when it emptied. He was supposed to be released and cut loose. And that's just like the electric chair and all that other stuff. If you survive that stuff, you're supposed to be cut loose. You know, so he was basically violated. But Tookie was at peace with making his transition, and he was just hoping that he could be among the ancestors. That was his only concern. And he was a soldier, a straight soldier. You know, and as you can see, if you can see, you know, the lines were miles long in South Central LA, you know, where they let Tookie, you know, gave him his last glimpse, you know, of his old hood, you know. You know, let's not forget the brother. He was a awesome brother. And let that be an inspiration for any of you brothers and sisters that may have a relative or spouse or significant other that's incarcerated. You know, go see those people. Don't allow those people, you know, to sit, you know, in these penitentiaries and just rot away mentally, you know, and morally, you know, because, you know, it's a hurting feeling when you don't get a visit. It makes you feel like you didn't count on the outside, that nobody really cared for you. And it brings up anger. It brings up rage. You know. And I know that, you know, for me, I learned to adapt to it. You know. And, you know, if it wasn't for the you know, because I attended a lot of meetings and groups and religious organizations and stuff that kept me kind of grounded, you know, because I never got involved with the, you know, the fuck books, the fags, you know, and all that bullshit. Never got down with that shit, you know, and because that wasn't in my DNA before I got there, so I wasn't going to incorporate it because I'm there, you know, and but I know the feeling how it is, you know, when everybody's waiting on the weekend and they get, you know, put on their best little outfit or, you know, hook your prison gear up, you know, so you can go for that hour visit, man, you know, and see people you haven't seen, you know, and, you know, I had relatives that passed away and that was murdered, and, you know, I had lost a parent. I mean, a lot of, you know, things came up. You know, a lot of situations happened where I couldn't, there wasn't nothing I could do about it. As well as having a no good woman. When I say no good, wasn't good for me, you know, just, you know, not good for me, but good for somebody else, you know, and, you know, this is, you know, the truth. This is the hardcore truth about, you know, what we need to do as a people. You know, I'm not going to sit and do a whole bunch of rapping at this point, you know, but nevertheless, I'm going to be coming back to y'all shortly, and we're going to do some more building. You know, I'll have, put in my comment box if you like the pictures and everything on the screen. Let me know your opinion about that, and I'll see what I can do, or I'll return a response for those who take the time to comment in the comment box, because I appreciate a lot of you brothers and sisters, you know. But keep on staying plugged in. I'm gonna give you the best that I can give you in terms of information. You know, Hotep, Black Power.